This is the Bank Nifty daily charts. Another red candle, big swings on Friday. However, it was an interesting day as well. Let me take you to the 15-minute charts and see how we plan. So on Thursday, market closed at 37,753, and on Friday opened up at 37,906 odd level. So another day where there was a slight gap up opening, but the gaps were covered. Now we had a resistance here around 37,900, right? Big candle, 50% of it, and it actually tested it in the first, came back, covered the gap, and essentially went all the way up to this zone here. Now, as it started moving here, around 10:15 is where we started moving our delta positions to move some of our calls to the put side and add some few more puts towards closer to at the money to get this. Now, this is the time the RBI announcement was going on. There was not many changes, and it seemed like the market would test this, if not actually break this. So we didn't want to in haste change all positions. We wanted to move a little bit at a time. So that's kind of how we kept adding puts and changing either a call slightly behind or to the put side to adjust our delta. So that's kind of how we adjusted for this potential big swing. Straddle was interesting. Straddle opened up at 784, and on Thursday it had closed at 786. So essentially overnight, no decay. Friday, assuming because the RBI policies were going on, straddled premiums were held on. And what we expected was that the straddles would typically, if it would be a normal trading week, would end up around 600 odd levels. Typically Friday starts at 650, ends at around 600 odd levels. So that was one of the things that we wanted to ensure, that we captured some of this premium decay before the end, the day closed. So around 12:30 or so, which is when this came again. Now once it started breaking this and coming back in this, we again we had to adjust our positions from calls to puts, then puts to calls, to kind of keep doing that. Now overall we got a small zone here. So around here is where we got a zone. So I'm going to just mark that. So it's around 37,950 or so. As this came down, this swing was tested. Now I thought 37,700, but based on these two swings, I would adjust it to be around here. So around 37,670, almost 37,700 levels. See if the market's around here. You can see that it's testing this zone, getting rejected, coming up, testing it again, and moving forward. Now this is not a very strong support, considering that the market didn't get as strong rejections as it got over here, but nevertheless it is some form of support area. So we got to kind of watch out for what this does. Overall, around 12:30, when we looked at straddle prices, they were around 696, opened up at 780 odd, and eventually IVs of the market had come down considerably. So premiums were coming down, but the IVs were also coming down, essentially giving us a sign that the market's premium decay is happening, but there can be a potential increase in premium. So by about 335 or so, we closed our positions. IVs were close to 15, if I'm not mistaken. So it didn't make sense to carry forward positions overnight, to be in an unpredictable environment over 2 days. Monday can open up, gap up like it's been doing, right? So another gap up can potentially happen and we can be caught on the wrong side. So we closed our position, booked our profit for the week, and now we are flexible on Monday to see what we open up. Straddle closed at, so when we closed, the straddle was 660 odd, and essentially from 305 to 330, the straddle came down even more to about 640 odd levels. Now coming to Monday, or coming to tomorrow, this is our plan. We've got a 37,700 odd support, right? We've got this support that we're kind of waiting to see what will happen. There's definitely this gap around 37,500 that needs to get filled. So if it starts breaking this level, it can come down here to potentially test the gap. On the upside, there's a 37,950 odd resistance that has been created, and if it breaks this resistance, it will potentially test the 38,100. This resistance zone will be, let me just mark it, it'll be here. So it's 37,900 to 37,950, right? So I would move this to around here, or rather just delete that to get the zone in place, so we get clear indications of what tomorrow can potentially have for us. So 37,900 is a resistance zone, 37,700 is a support. Breaks 37,700 can go to 37,500 or maybe 37,300, 400 odd levels. Goes up, breaks 37,950 odd levels, can potentially go up to 38,100 odd levels. So that's our plan. We won't start trading initially. We want to wait to get at least 20, 21 in terms of IVs before we decide to start adding our positions. In low IV positions, it doesn't make too much sense to open too many positions. So that's one of the things that we are going to keep a lookout for. In terms of global cues, everything kind of seems slightly flat, not giving us any clear indications what might happen. So assuming if it opens flat, see what will happen around these zones, build our positions so we can end our week in profit.